Hello, and welcome to Session 6 of GED Advanced Graphs and Functions. Last time we found slope as a number. Today that number comes alive as a rate. In the real world, slope carries units: dollars per hour, miles per gallon, inches per week. By the end of this lesson, you will read any graph's slope as a clear, meaningful rate. In a real situation, slope answers one question: how much does y change for each single unit of x? That is exactly a unit rate. If y is dollars and x is hours, the slope is dollars per hour. If y is distance and x is time, the slope is speed. The shape of the fraction never changes. Output units over input units. Before you calculate, read the axes. Look at the x-axis. What does it measure, and in what unit? Look at the y-axis. Same question. Once you know the units, the slope's meaning is already decided. The number comes from rise over run, but the units come straight from the axes. Let's do a full example. A graph of earnings goes from 0,20 to 4,100, where x is hours worked and y is dollars earned. Step 1. The change in dollars is 100 minus 20, which is 80. Step 2. The change in hours is 4 minus 0, which is 4. Step 3. Divide. 80 over 4 is 20, so the worker earns $20 per hour. Real graphs hide two numbers, and students often confuse them. The starting value is where the graph begins, at x equals 0. That is the y-intercept. The rate is how fast it changes. That is the slope. In our earnings graph, the $20 at the start is the starting pay, and the $20 per hour is the rate. Same number here by chance, but very different meanings. The sign of the rate tells its story. A positive rate means the quantity is growing, earnings rising, water filling, savings increasing. A negative rate means it is shrinking, a phone battery draining, a candle burning down, a balance being paid off. So read the sign, then simply say increasing or decreasing. Here's a habit that earns points. A slope without units is only half an answer. Just 20 could mean anything, but $20 per hour is a complete, meaningful answer. So once you compute the number, always attach the unit as y units per x unit. The units are where the meaning lives. 3 traps. First, never give a rate without units. Second, do not confuse the starting amount with the rate of change. The intercept and the slope are different numbers. Third, always use the change in value, not the final value, when you compute the rate. Careful reading protects your score. Let's lock it in. In context, slope is a unit rate. Output units over input units. Read the axes to get the units, and rise over run to get the number. Positive means growing, negative means shrinking, and the starting value is a separate idea from the rate. Now, slope truly means something. Wonderful work today. You can now read a graph's slope as a real-world rate with units. Your mastery check is the 10 practice questions for this session. For each one, read the axis units, find the change in y over the change in x, and write the rate with units. To read the full lesson notes and practice more GED graphs and functions questions, visit the course page at www.bridgetoexam.com. I will see you in session 7, where we graph lines from slope-intercept form. Keep going, you are doing great.